Okay, guys, so I think enough of you guys are here. We have 15 people. Um, so if you have homework, please raise your hand so I know you've completed the homework. And I'd like to hear some tools you brought to your climate, to your ecosystem. Okay, guys, so what tools did you guys use to explore your ecosystem? So, David, it looks like you have your homework. Would you like to share what tools you brought to explore your ecosystem?
Yes.
Okay.
When I'm grown up, I turn into animal scientist. I have my own way to protect and solve the increase of animal and the others' contraction. Just what example, like the mountain gorilla, their own weight is heavy because now known as they bigger than the human. What increased the gorilla is the strength, agility, and speed. As now as his weight is heavier than us people. Other ways to use that I use my phone to show the part of the different monkey or animals so they can give the name of the monkey. Just example like the minus camera. And the next one, I put the tracking device on the animal to see what is moving to where the right direction of them to home. And I could know that their food is where and where the food is come from. And that's what my job is when I grown up like an animal scientist by solve and see the different types of the calculation of other animals in their own environment.
Thank you. That was awesome. I'm excited. Yeah, technology is used all the time. People use their phones now for science all the time. And I love that you're going to use a tracking device so you can figure out where these animals are eating and sleeping and stuff. That's really awesome. Who else has their homework that would like to share? Who else has their homework that would like to share? How about Peel?
What?
Can you present your homework?
Yes.
Is it Peel? Is that how you say it?
No, Pele.
Pele. Okay, Pele. Like the soccer player?
Yeah.
Okay, or football player? Yeah.
I do the homework.
Okay, let's hear it. What are your two tools? What ecosystem you go to?
Bathing suit.
You brought a bathing suit and what else?
A boat.
A what?
A boat.
A log?
A boat.
A boat. A bathing suit and a boat. Okay, what are you researching? What are you looking at?
Because the boat can take me to the ocean.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, so you're going to go research the ocean. You're going to go learn about the ocean. So she brought a bathing suit and a boat. That's perfect. So her clothes won't get wet while she's doing research. It's awesome. Thank you guys for sharing. So we're going to actually start today's lesson, but today we're not really learning anything new. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the project for this weekend. It's a very large project. And then I'm going to skip forward in the presentation really quick. Don't worry about this right now, but these are the days you're going to be presenting the project. Everyone is going to present the project. These are the days that you are going to present. Okay? So everyone gets a chance to present. If your name shows up on Monday, it means you're presenting on Monday. If your name shows up on Tuesday, it means you're presenting on Tuesday. And this is what we'll be doing for the majority of both of those days. Okay? So make sure you guys do this, or you won't be able to present. Okay? So weekend science experiment. So we're going to learn about our science experiment this weekend. And then there will be a time for questions at the end if you have any questions about your experiment. The TAs are going to provide you a worksheet to help you get through the experiment. But right now we're going to go over the process of the experiment. Once again, I want you guys to be the scientists this weekend, okay? You guys are going to study an ecosystem this weekend, okay? So, I don't know if you guys have learned this before. You guys might have. This might be new. But I wanted to just go over briefly the 6. So this is how scientists conduct an experiment. Okay? This is called the scientific method. This is how scientists answer questions. Okay? First, to answer a question, you have to ask a question. So scientists they go to an ecosystem, they ask a question. What are some questions you guys can think of that you would want to know about an ecosystem? What is a question that you guys have about an ecosystem, an animal? It can be any question you have, okay? What is a question that you guys have? Lisa, could you come up with a question for me? What question would you have? It could be any question about any ecosystem.
Why do cactus live in desert?
Yeah. A scientist could ask, why do cactus live in a desert? Perfect. Let's see who else comes up with a nice question. How about Cherry? What's a question that you would have about an ecosystem? Give me any question you want. So let me just give you another example. Let's say I'm going to go study the rainforest. I might be, what is the most common tree in the rainforest? I want to know what tree is there the most of in the rainforest. And I could go try to figure that out. So after we ask a question, we have to gather information. Okay? This is research, but this is not what we're not going to be doing this. I gave you and taught you the information for your experiment. But the next step a scientist would do is gather all the information about the question. They then would guess. A hypothesis is a guess. Okay? A guess. So like so it's an if statement. So if this happens, I expect this to happen. If I go to the desert, okay? So I'm gonna come up with a better example. So if I go to the rainforest, I expect I expect a palm tree to be the most common tree. So that's my hypothesis. I think if I go to the jungle, the palm tree will be the most common tree. I then experiment and test. I would count all the trees with an experiment. I would look at my results, and I would present a conclusion. But this is just a brief overview. This is what we're going to be breaking down today in class. Okay, so this weekend you guys are going to be an ecologist, okay? An ecologist is a scientist who studies the relation of plants and living creatures to each other and to their environment. Okay? So who could read ecologist for me? I would like you guys to read me ecologist. Ecologist is just a scientist. This is what I studied in school. Let's have Ronaldo. Ronaldo, could you read me out the definition for ecologist?
A scientist who studies the relation of plants and living creatures to each other and to their environments.
Thank you. Yeah, so this weekend, you guys are going to be the ecologists. You guys are going to study the living and non-living things in an environment. Wait, before we get to that, what is something you guys can do to study the environment? What's something you guys think you guys could do to study the environment? And then we're going to get to your experiment. Let's have Tom. What is something you guys could do to study the living and non-living things in the environment?
We study the environment.
Yeah. Can you repeat the first part?
And we could track the animals.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can track and observe the animals. That is what you guys are going to be doing this weekend. You guys are going to go out, or you can do this at home as well if you have a yard or a potted plant or something. But you're going to go out and track all of the living and non-living things in an area. Okay? So how are you going to do this? Step 1, you're going to choose an ecosystem to study. This can be in your yard. Maybe you have a potted plant or something, okay? So you guys can do this at home if you have to. I understand we're under lockdown. We're under lockdown right now. I understand it's hard to go outside. If you're not comfortable going outside, try to find anything that is living, or maybe in your yard, maybe on a sidewalk, something that's close to your home. But it can be near your home, okay? If you can go out, go to somewhere where you see a lot of living things and non-living things, okay? Like a park, okay? Here's a park. Once again, anything that you see how there's living and non-living things here, this would be a perfect location. What are some places that you think of that you might be able to go to? I want to hear some of the places you might be able to do this research. How about Jenna?
Yes.
Where might you do this research? Where do you want to go explore in Hanoi? Do you know of a garden or a park, or what do you like that's near you?
I like a park in Hanoi.
Yeah, so if you have a park in Hanoi, I would recommend going to that park, and then you can go discover what is living there. What is living there? How about Katie?
Yes.
Where might you go to do this experiment?
I will go to my garden.
You're going to go to your garden. Perfect. Yeah, I would highly recommend if you guys have a garden at home, do it at your garden at home. If you don't, it's okay. If you guys can't think of a location, just let me or the TA know, and we can help you out find one, okay? Especially because we're, once again, under lockdown. Alex.
Okay. I will study to a stream.
A stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do this at a stream. It's going to be a little bit harder, but I think you can do it, Alex. Okay. And Harry, what is your place?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know yet. That is okay. It is okay not to know, but these are just some examples. Okay? So first, you choose a location. And remember, you're the scientist. You get to choose. You get to research what you want this weekend, okay? You're going to ask a question. You're going to ask a question. And to make this simpler, we're going to try to keep the question the same. What is the main thing ecologists study in an ecosystem? What do you guys remember? What is the main thing an ecologist would study about an ecosystem? What makes up an ecosystem? How about myth? Myth. What makes up an ecosystem? Do you remember the 2 things that make up an ecosystem? Do you want me to give you a clue?
Yes.
Okay, one of the things is a living thing. So a living thing makes up an ecosystem. What is the second thing? So you have living things and
Non-living thing.
Yeah, non-living things. Thank you, Myth. Yeah, so there's living and non-living things. So the question you guys are going to answer, or try to answer, is I want you guys to go out here and you're going to count all of the living and non-living things in your area. You're going to count all the living and non-living things in your area. What is the problem with just counting every living and non-living thing in your park or your home? What is an issue as a scientist might you come up with? Let's have Neymar. What's one of the issues that you're going to have if you try to count every living and non-living thing in your park or your home?
Flower.
What?
Flower.
Flowers? Yeah, you're going to count all the flowers, but do you think it's possible to count every living and non-living thing in your whole park?
Yes.
You think that's possible? Okay. I hope you have a small park. Imagine counting every blade of grass in a park. It'd take you all day. Lisa, what do you think? You're smiling. What is the problem with trying to count every living and non-living thing?
There are so many you can't count.
Yeah, there's too many to count. So what are we going to do? We have to come up with a solution. Does anyone remember the solution of last class? We learned about this last class. Does anyone remember the solution? This is a hard question, I know, because you have to recall last class. Last class, we learned about a solution. Do you guys remember? What did the scientists count in? What did the scientists count in? How about Sophia? Do you remember what the scientist was counting in to count all those barnacles on that rock? Do you remember? It was a picture of last class. What shape was she using? Do you remember? It's okay if you don't remember. Let's see if a classmate can help you. How about Katie? Do you remember?
Yes.
What was she counting in? Or what was
She counting in a object or a material that is a square and has some blocks in, and she count how many barnacle will fit one block and multiply.
Yeah. No, Katie, you got it perfect. So yeah, she used a square. She used a smaller area so it was easier to count. Scientists are trying to make it easy. So you guys will be doing the same thing. Okay? So this is kind of optional, but we'll see what your worksheet will walk you through this. So don't worry about this. But I want you guys to make a prediction. If I count all the living and non-living things in the park, I would expect there to be more living things than non-living things. That's my prediction. Maybe you predict there's more non-living things. Maybe you predict that there's going to be more butterflies than anything else. It's up to you to make your prediction. Okay, you just have to predict something. If I count all the non-living, and so this is going to be the beginning of everyone's sentence right here, okay? If you make a prediction. Let me underline it for you guys. Everyone can use this part of the sentence, okay? If I count all the non-living and living things in a park, this is what you guys can use, okay? This is what you guys can use. And then you guys can write any prediction you have afterwards. You guys then can write any prediction you guys have. This is what you want to answer, okay? This is up to you. You're the scientist. But once again, we will be providing a worksheet. Please, guys, I know this is a lot of information, but we will be giving you guys a worksheet to walk you step by step through it, okay? And this is called a hypothesis. This is called a hypothesis. You guys have heard of that word before? A hypothesis is just a prediction. Okay? Okay, it's time to go over your experiment now. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your worksheet and something to write on. Okay? You're going to grab your worksheet and something to write on. We're going to make our own squares. So what I would like you guys to do is get a coat hanger or a clothes hanger, and you're going to stretch it out into a square like I have on the screen. Please get your parents to help you, okay? This can be dangerous. Do not try this on your own. Make sure you get a parent's help, okay? You're going to stretch it out into the best square possible. If you guys do not want to destroy a clothes hanger, you guys could get a string and tie it into a circle. Remember, your goal is to just make a smaller area to count in, okay? Here is an example of the coat hanger. So this is what a student using a coat hanger as her square. So you're then going to place your square or circle where you have decided to do your experiment. That's your choice. You can go to a park, once again, a garden, anywhere you want. You're going to place the square down, and then it's up to you to count all of the living and non-living things that are in your square or circle. You are going to count them. When you're counting them, what do you guys think you should do? When you are counting them, what do you guys think you should do? Ronaldo. When you're counting all the living and non-living things, what should you do? How are you going to remember everything you count?
I will write in the paper.
Exactly. You're going to write it down. Make sure you write down everything that you count. If you don't write it down, you will lose track or forget. Where are some places that things might be hiding? Who knows? Who knows? Let's have Min B. Min B?
Yes.
What are some places that living and non-living things might be hiding?
Under the ground.
Yeah, under the ground. Thank you. How about on Min? On Min.
Yes.
What are some places that things could be hiding when you're counting?
A rock.
A rock. Yeah. So guys, you might not see a lot of living and non-living things, but make sure you lift up rocks. Check under rocks. Okay? What's another place? One more place that you think something might be hiding. Tom? What's a place that you might find something hiding when you're counting?
A rock.
A rock? How about this picture? What is this picture representing? Right here.
The scientists find some ladybug.
Yeah, they found some ladybugs or some bugs in there. If you don't,
Stink bug.
yeah,
Stink.
a stink bug. Yeah, guys, if you don't know the name of a bug, just tell me the color and what type it is. I found 2 red bugs. Okay, it's okay if you don't know the names of every bug, every living thing. Okay, I don't expect you to. But they could be hiding in the leaves. Make sure you're checking under everything, under all the leaves. I want to know every living thing that is in your coat hanger, that is in your coat hanger, okay? Everything you find that's in your coat hanger. That's your job this weekend. That's all you have to do you're going to get a coat hanger. David already has a coat hanger. David, can you show everyone your coat hanger? See, guys, this is all you need. You are going to go take that out and go explore. And you're going to count as many living and non-living things as you want. Okay? Good job, David. You guys don't have to get a coat hanger now, though, okay? It's better that you're paying attention, okay? I just wanted to show you an example. And then the final thing, and this will be on your worksheet, is I want you guys to make a graph so you can tell me what you found. So this could be the bugs that you found. This could be the rocks that you found. This could be the butterflies. This could be the sharks. I don't know if you guys are going to find any sharks, though. This could be the fish. And then all you do is make a rectangle depending on how many you found. So like this. So if you found more of this red one, you could, guys, make it even taller. I found 100 sharks in my ecosystem. Okay? So let's go over your presentations. Okay? Guys, this is the final thing, and then we're going to be done for today. This has been a lot, but this is going to be what you're presenting. Okay? Remember, this is when you're presenting. Okay? We got everyone on here. This is if you're presenting Monday. This is if you're presenting Tuesday. So the things you have to present is I want to see your graph. I want to see a visual of some sort. So a graph is an example. You guys can do other visuals. We'll see what is on your worksheet, but a graph is a great example. And then I want your conclusion. Let's read some of the stuff in your conclusion, okay? Could someone read me this section first? Okay, this section. Let's have Lily. Could you read this for me?
What did you find while counting in the living and non-living things in the ecosystem environment?
So what are some things that you think you might find while counting, Lily? What are some non-living things you might find?
Rock.
Yeah, you might find some rocks. What's another non-living thing that you might find? Do you have another one?
Sunlight.
Yeah, sunlight. As long as you guys don't do this at night. What's another non-living thing you guys might find? Neymar? What's a non-living thing you might find other than rocks? Is the soil living?
Yes.
No, soil's not really living. It's dirt. How about plastic? Is plastic living?
No.
No. If you guys find plastic, that is a non-living thing. Okay? What are some living things you guys might find? Alex?
Like some insects.
Yeah, you're going to find insects. That's good, Alex. You're going to find insects probably. Okay, so this is just what did you find? Okay, so that's one of the questions. Okay, let's go over this next one. Let's make this one blue. I'll read this one for you guys. So what living things did you find? What living thing was there the most of? What living thing was there least of? So what did you find the most of? What do you find the least of? Okay. And we'll do one more. I'll have someone else read this though. Let's have Anton. Can you read the yellow box for me?
What non-living thing did you find? What non-living things are there the most? What non-living thing was there the least of?
Yeah, so what does that mean? What does that sentence mean? What are we gonna go do? What's that question asking?
What non-living thing that you find?
Yeah, how many non-living things do you find? Like maybe you found rocks were the most common non-living thing. Thank you. Yeah, and maybe something like plastic was very, very rare, and you only found one. Okay. So that's your experiment for this weekend. Okay. If you like, you guys are going to get this, but if you would like to write the day down that you're going, you can. This should be everyone in the class. This is the day you're going. You're either going to present on Monday or Tuesday. I want to know your scientific findings, okay? This is the hard part about being a scientist. You got to share your results. Okay, guys. Well, that is it for today. You guys will all get your worksheet, and make sure you know which day you are going to present, okay? And you will be presenting in the order of your name, okay? You will be presenting in the order of your name, okay? So you're either going to be going first, second, third. There's about 8 people per day, maybe 9. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good weekend, guys.